actually collaborating with us. We'd like to reach. Thanks, Priyanka. We would like to reach as many students, faculty members, innovators, entrepreneurs, to let them know about this particular grant and to tell them about eligibility criteria or few tips from our end. And I also request all of you in the audience, whoever have any question regarding BIG, particularly regarding BIG clarity needed, please do put your questions in the chat box, and then we will take it up towards the end of the session. If you would like to ask the question directly, then please do raise your hand. What I'll do is I'll start sharing the screen. Just give me a second, and then. Okay. If at all there are any challenges in terms of connection, please do pardon us, because we just moved to our new building and there could be some challenges regarding Wi-Fi connectivity. So yes, I welcome you all on behalf of SINE for this session. Basically, what we are going to discuss about the funding opportunity for the early stage innovators and entrepreneurs, or even startups, who are at really early stage. Let's say some are at ideation, some have done some proof of principle work in the lab. Okay, so you can get this funding, which is up to 50 lakh, one of the largest, early stage biotech funding, to establish your idea or proof of concept. So it goes up to proof of concept. So currently we are in 23rd cycle of am I audible? If Siraj and I hope I'm audible now. Okay, thanks, Priyanka. So as I was saying, this is a regular call which opens twice a year, on 1st January and then on 1st July. And this call is generally open for 45 days. This time it is open till 16th August, that is 46 days. And 16th August, 5:30 p.m. is the deadline. Please make a note of it that it is not midnight, it is 5:30 p.m. So the portal will close on dot 5:30 p.m., not a minute more. So if you would like to submit application for BIG, I request all of you to submit by 15th August, because 16th August, the last minute rush on the portal will sometime, give you a lot of issues while submitting your application. We see almost 400 to 500 application remains in the process of submitting. They do not get submitted. So we receive almost close to 1,000 application each cycle, but so many application doesn't get even submitted because they try to submit on the last day, in the last 3 to 5 p.m. kind of that last 2 hour slot. So please do submit your application at least a day prior in order to successfully submit your application. Now, this particular session we are conducting to make you aware about what are the eligibility criteria for BIG. What kind of what are different themes under which you can submit your application, because choosing a right theme is also necessary for getting a proper feedback from the panelist or reviewer. And of course, if you have any questions and queries, we can briefly discuss about the same. Quickly about SINE. SINE is an incubator and it is also a BIG partner. There are 8 BIG partners all over India, and SINE is one of them. So BIRAC implement the BIG scheme through this 8 BIG partner. There are BIG associate partners as well. BIG associate partners also help us to do the outreach and conducting mentoring sessions. So all of us together we work on this BIG scheme or program, so that people can be aware about it and they can apply and they can get fund under the BIG program and develop a technology which could be innovative, novel, disruptive ideas and commercialize the same. Similarly, SINE also support, we are a technology business incubator hosted at IIT Bombay, and we were the pilot for the, the pilot for the same, for the incubator was, ran around in the late 90s, and it was really successful. And then we have taken a formal society form as a technology business incubator, which was very convenient by then. So we are established here since 2004, and we have supported more than 218 startups so far. Besides innovators and entrepreneurs in other programs which are supported under DST, BIRAC, Ministry of Power, Ministry of Defense under IDEX program, and METI, different government programs. And we do support startup who are deep tech startup, can create intellectual property, which can have then social impact, economic growth, strategic value. Just to give you some example here about the strategic value, which may not be related to biotech, but students from IIT Bombay in 2006, they 3 students, they came together, MTech students, and then they started working on UAV. And then they pivoted, and then they are the startup name is Idea Coach, and they are the first one to get the contract from the Indian defense, being one of the first Indian Make in India drones who are currently being used in surveillance by the Indian defense on the borders. And they have also launched their IPO recently. So the students, who start their journey at such an early stage, they could be even successful in such entrepreneurial journey. They are one of the example which have created a strategic value. Briefly about SINE. SINE also offers support in pre-incubation, incubation, accelerator at different stages of the startup, growth, as any other incubator provides. We provide infrastructure support in terms of office and labs, funding, which is coming from government in terms of grants, seed fund, and then of course our network of angels and VCs can also extend that support as well. Once you get in touch with any incubator, or you get incubated with any incubator, you get a lot of visibility, mentoring, advisory kind of services. So why I'm telling you about this is that because for your BIG application, you need to choose 2 things when you start the application. One is the BIG partner, another is the incubator. BIG partner, both of these are mandatory things, because BIG partner is someone who will help you while you are filling your application, help you to understand which is the right theme, what is the right TRL under which you belong to. And then once you submit the application, they take your application through different review stages, and then once you get selected, let's say one of the round, that is TEP, Technology Evaluation Panel, which is face-to-face presentation to the panelist. There they help you mentor before you appear for that round. They help you to mentor, they help you to prepare your pitch, engage you with different mentors for the same. So, and then once you get shortlisted for the funding, your due diligence, mentoring, monitoring process throughout your BIG journey of 18 months. So a BIG partner will handhold you basically in the BIG journey. So you are supposed to select BIG partner here. Incubator is also mandatory as per BIG program, because once you get shortlisted and you get your funding, you have to go to some incubator, where you can physically go and work with them, because most of the time, if you are doing some wet lab work, then you need a laboratory infrastructure where you can do your work. Even if you are a faculty member in some institute, it is expected that you incubate your venture if you have a startup or it is an individual application, it doesn't matter, but you will have to incubate with incubator so that you can do your entire work of BIG project in the incubator space. So please do select the incubator while you submitting your application. You should be very mindful while selecting incubator, because during the due diligence, your BIG partner will definitely check whether the incubator is able to support you with the necessary requirement for your project in terms of what kind of experiments you will be doing and all that. So you have to be very mindful while selecting the incubator, and you'll have to get a LOI if you are, let's say, not incubated anywhere as of now. So a BIG application does not make you mandatory right now to make any agreement with the incubator, but you can take a letter of intent from the incubator that if you get this grant, then you will incubate with so and so incubator. So I think I have briefly mentioned about what BIG partner can help you with. One of the thing, you also get an access to the past grantees. So this pool of past grantees, they sometimes help each other in terms of different requirements, connection with different people. So that network is also important, because some of them may share their experience with certain things, which may help you to understand which mistake you should not do while you are doing your BIG project. And of course, the other network and legal help. This is briefly about what are the BIRAC funding opportunities available besides BIG. There are different funding opportunity comes at different level. SEEP and Srishti kind of a calls, which comes at really ideation stage. They are not a regular call. Some look at the social impact which you can make with your innovation. But whenever, based on the availability and the need, these calls are announced. BIG is a regular call, as I mentioned. It is up to 50 lakh kind of a fund from ideation to POC. AIR is a PACE, AIR, which is mentioned here, is a PACE program for the faculty members who would not like to immediately incorporate a startup, but would like to work on something which will have a commercial potential, so that they get 24 months to work on that. So there is a PACE AIR and the PACE CRS. So PACE CRS is somewhere they can also collaborate with the industry partner. So whatever work or product developed by the faculty member at their organization can be validated further at the industry, which is a collaborator in that project. Now there is a program called SIBRI. This is again for a SIBRI and BIPP. It's for a startup or private startup, that is private limited company or LLP. Only startups and private startups will be able to apply for SIBRI and BIPP. Here under SIBRI, again your project goes up to the proof of concept, and you can apply up to 50 lakhs comes as a grant. Above 50 lakh, if there is anything, it has to be a contribution from applicant and then BIRAC. So let's say if you're asking for 1 CR, 50 lakh comes as a straight grant. Above, the rest of the 50 lakh has to be split between the applicant and the BIRAC. So 75 lakhs will come from BIRAC, 25 lakh would be your contribution. But up to 50 lakh, it will from the BIRAC. BIPP again for the field validation and your clinical trial. So let's say if you develop something with BIG, you can apply for any of these grant as a follow-on funding, SIBRI, BIPP. BIPP specifically says that if you want to validate your product on a field or a clinical trials, it can support you. However, BIPP is a 50% contribution. So whatever amount you will ask, it will be 50% split between you applicant and the BIRAC. Now, all this has a different stages, TRL level, at what TRL level you can apply and what TRL level you can go. All this clarity, this BIG partner can give you, or maybe you can also get that clarity from BIRAC. So what I wanted to show you from this slide is that there is a support which is extended from BIRAC, that from undergrads to, while you are a startup at a scale up and commercialization level, and beyond that, BIRAC support is there. There is also support of seed fund, LEAP fund. So seed fund is up to 30 lakh. So after BIG, you can also apply for seed fund, which also gives you some kind of a, help you to validate your product in the market. Or LEAP is for the scale up and commercialization, which is up to 1 CR kind of a fund. So please do get more information about these funds, which are available for you to work on your product. Some of the program which are available for undergraduate students are Sitare program. Then there is a BIG program also where you can apply. I think some of this I've already covered. Let's come back to then BIG. So BIG is, as I've mentioned, one of the early stage largest biotech funding, and who can apply for this grant is any graduate. For example, graduate in bioscience, medical science, medical degree holders, biomedical engineer, graduate, MSc, MTech, PhD, postdoc, faculty members, clinicians, or anyone in the private employment, they can apply. The grant is up to 50 lakh, and it is up to the proof of concept, that is up to TRL level 4. TRL level 5, TRL level 5 or 6, you can go with this. Now, there are 5 themes under which you can submit your application. Under healthcare, there are 3 themes: medical devices, diagnostics, drugs, biosimilar and related areas. And then there is agriculture, secondary agriculture, and the other theme is industrial biotech. So you can submit your application accordingly. If there is any confusion on or you need any clarity, because there could be sometime work which is interdisciplinary. So if you don't understand, or if you need more information under which theme you should submit your application, do reach out to us and we will help you with that. Now, AI, ML, IoT software solutions are also supported. For example, if you have a robot which is, agri robot, which will help in certain activities on the field, let's say harvesting or preparing the field before the start of the cycle, your cultivation cycle, or any processing work. So those robots can also be supported. Let's say in case of a healthcare, EHR kind of a platform have been so far supported. Then there are aggregators platform in agri area, which are really critical and unmet need. Those kind of solutions have also been supported. Even a simulation platforms or equipments or devices has also been supported. So please do get in touch with us to know more about it. If you have any clean energy solutions which have kind of a bio, component, waste to wealth kind of bio packaging, wastewater treatment, all those can also be are included under BIG kind of a program. I think this is the impact which BIG created so far. 330 plus innovators have been supported. More than 125 startups have been created. More than 800 employment has been generated so far. Now, who can apply for this grant? Individual and company both can apply. When you are applying as an individual, let's say you are a student or faculty members and you are applying as an individual, you need to get a NOC from your organization that they have no objection if you want to apply for this grant, and you can in fact accept such fund, work on the fund, develop some technology. There should be some clarity on the IP as well in such NOC. For example, would like to give you an example of IIT Bombay here. So any faculty member or student, when they apply for such BIG grant here, then they get a NOC from IRCC, which is a unit here. And then in that NOC, it is written that the IP which they'll be will be developing on the campus. If there is any parent IP which they are using for this work, then the work will belong to IIT Bombay, but there is a policy to transfer that work in terms of a license, exclusive or non-exclusive, to the startup. So they can later on, they can get this IP, which is or patent, which they have filed through IIT Bombay, transfer to their startup later on. So there is a provision to do that. So if you are from academic organization or any research organization, that clarity of around IP should be necessary. Now, as I've already mentioned, in LO, letter of intent from incubator is mandatory, and all these documents are actually checked while we are doing the eligibility, perform a eligibility check at the first round of sanity check. So if you miss out on attaching any of this document, your eligibility, you will not qualify on that eligibility criteria round. So please do attach all these information. Your passport becomes really important. If you don't have passport at this moment, you apply immediately and submit a relevant document that you have already started the application process, and then you will submit the passport within these months, let's say 3 months, 4 months, whatever. And then meanwhile, you attach your Aadhaar card along with your application so that there is some proof of your identity. Then educational qualification documents, then team members details. If you are in private employment, then we also need an undertaking from you that if you get such grant, you will quit your current employment and completely focus on BIG for the 18 months. So that kind of a commitment is necessary. And if you are applying as an individual, it is expected that you incorporate a startup in within 18 months of that duration, if you get shortlisted for the funding. In case you are applying as a company, only private limited company or LLP can apply. Proprietorships are not eligible. Age of the company should be 5 years from the date of call launch. In this case, the date of call launch is 1st July 2023. So your age of the company should not be more than 5 by 1st July 2023. If you are a shareholder in this company and you are holding more than 20%, and then you should not also be a part of another company which is ineligible company. For example, if any shareholder holding 20% share in this company who is applying for BIG, and you have another biotech company of which age of that company, another biotech company, is more than 5 years from the date of call launch, then that company becomes ineligible. So your this application. I know this is a bit complicated kind of a criteria. So if anyone is having any such kind of queries or need clarification, do get in touch with us. Then you also have to submit all your documents for the company, MOA, AOA, audited financial reports, your CA certified shareholding patterns. All those are really necessary. If there are any NRI who is holding a significant number of shares, then information about them. 51% shares of the company should be with the Indian counterpart. Now, quickly about how the screening process happened. It is a really extensive review process through which BIG application goes through. So first step I have already mentioned is the eligibility criteria. So when you submit your application and deadline, this particular cycle for the application will close. These all application will be visible to a BIG partners who you select in your application. For in this case, let's say if you have selected SINE as your BIG partner, then we will be able to see your application in on our interface, and we will do the eligibility check for you. So if you have submitted all your documents, you become eligible if you meet all the required criteria, and then your application goes to the next level. That is a PSC, preliminary screening committee. Now, preliminary screening committee is the committee, it's the internal committee again, which looks at the document where all the supporting documents like novelty note, concept note, any other information which is very critical to review this application is necessary or not. If you have submitted the application in the right theme or not. If you are a scheme fit or not, because it's a biotechnology ignition grant, there has to be some bio component or application in healthcare, agri related areas. So all that is checked at this level. Then plagiarism check is also done. So if your all the information provided by you is sufficient and all attachments are there, your application goes to the next level, that is online review stage. Now the next two levels are really critical for getting this BIG fund: online review and TEP, that is technical evaluation panel. What happens in online review, once your BIG partner, let's say in this case SINE is your BIG partner, has done this PSC and eligibility and PSC check, all the application goes to the central pool of BIRAC, where application from all eight BIG partner goes to the BIRAC central pool, where they get segregated based on the theme. So there are 5 themes. If your application, let's say, goes to the healthcare, then your application will be segregated in that theme, and that particular theme will be given to a particular BIG partner to review that entire theme. So let's say in that in devices, mostly sometimes there are more than 400 applications. So these BIG partner will review all that applications, of course, on online platform, and the reviewers will be again from the certified pool of the BIRAC. So BIRAC has this pool of reviewer where more than 5,000 people reviewers are included. So the BIG partner will choose the reviewer from that pool. The consortium is generally the composition of that review committee is subject matter expert, scientists, faculty members, industry person, investors, sometimes IP expert if there are going to be any challenges related to IP. So these experts or mentors or reviewers are selected from that pool, and they review your application on online portal, which is available, the interface which is available to them. They score your application. Minimum 5 reviewers will score your application based on the geometric mean of that scores from 5 people. If you score more than 60, your application becomes eligible to the next level. Now, this particular stage is really important because they have only chance to look at your application, your attachments, where you have given them information. So it really becomes really important that you give them provide a sufficient information for them to review. For example, what is a novelty? What is that commercial potential of this particular thing? How technically feasible this idea is? If you have done any preliminary work at lab or proof of concept, principle kind of a work, please submit all the data, statistically significant data, so that they can review your application and then they can score appropriately. Please avoid technical jargons and all, because understand not only technical people, but industry and investors are also reviewing your application. So make it really, application simpler technically. I'm not saying avoid all technical terminologies, but do not make it difficult than it is needed. And then once this happens, your application goes to the next level, where again BIRAC internal team decides the cutoff for this application. Earlier, all application used to go to the TEP level, but nowadays what happens, since the number of applications are really large, the internal committee generally set a cutoff that how many application will go to the TEP even after online review if you score more than 60. So first 45 application generally goes to the next level, that is technical evaluation panel. Now here you get a chance to present your work and tell them more or clarify their doubts. And for particularly the TEP, that is technical evaluation panel, your BIG partners will help you to prepare to face this committee, to answer the committee members' questions in a manner that you can clarify their doubts, because you have just precisely 12 minutes for the Q&A. There is a 8-minute voiceover recorded PPTs, voiceover PPTs or recorded PPTs will be played for 8 minutes, followed by 12 minutes discussion. So you have only 20 minutes to showcase your work or clarify their doubts in that 12 minutes Q&A session. So your PIG partner will help you to understand how you should do that, and what could be anticipated question. You can anticipated questions help you to prepare for the same. Now, there are many points on which the committee will score you. Of course, novelty, technical feasibility, commercial potential, which I've mentioned previously. But even the technical competence of the PI and the team members, the advisory team, all those also becomes really important. Business, a business strategy, what you have in mind, all that becomes important to evaluate your application. But most importantly, the technology, because it's a technology, biotechnology ignition grant. So your technology, everything revolves around your technology, whether it is a novel technology, disruptive idea, disruptive technology, or if there is an import substitution. So you have to highlight that. And then your application goes to the next level if you score again more than 60. In the TP panel, there are sometimes 8 to 10 panelists, which are again the composition remains the same. Subject matter expert, scientific person, faculty members, industry person, investors, IP experts, regulatory experts, all those, sit together and understand whether your application has that potential to get shortlisted for funding. Now, chair and co-chair of these 5 themes. So there are 5 themes, there are 5 committees. So chair and co-chair of these 5 committees sit together in the ESC, that is Expert Selection Committee, and they decide the cutoff for each theme. And based off that cutoff, your application then selected. If you fall above that cutoff limit, then probably your application will get selected for the funding. Again, it is also subjected to the kind of funding available at the BIRAC. And this is the final, this committee makes the final decision for the shortlisting application for funding. Now, this entire process could take up to 5 to 6 months. Further that, your BIG partner whom you select, let's say in case it is SINE, then SINE will conduct the due diligence and then freeze the milestone with you. And then funds will be released in 3 tranches, 30% of 3 tranches and 10% of a reimbursement. So reimbursement will happen when you close your project successfully. The 10% reimbursement will be released to you. Now, some of these things I've already mentioned, but the unmet need becomes really, really important here, because if you are not able to clarify why this particular innovation or technology is needed, then you may not, reviewers may not even sometimes further read your projects, or they lose the interest in further reviewing. It may happen. So please highlight what is the unmet need, and it should be really simple. For example, if we are talking about the glucose monitoring device, then why is the need of this glucose monitoring device? Because there are so many devices available. Let's say if it is a continuous monitoring patch, then why do we need such continuous monitoring patch? If it is a wearable, why do we need such wearable? If let's say there is some non-invasive technique to continuously monitor your sugar, okay, or maybe something which can release the drug slowly for the to regulate your sugar in your body, then why there is a need for such device or technology, that has to be highlighted. Now, there could be some patients in which some critical monitoring is necessary. Maybe someone with a chronic kidney disease or something with some other underlying condition where your sugar level monitoring continuous becomes really necessary. So you highlight that particular customer segment or a patient's or a particular disease area, that there is the gap, and this is what you are like to meet with your technology. Now, how is this your technology different? For example, there could be many continuous sugar monitoring patch or glucose monitoring patch. Now, how is it you're going to be difficult? The way it is going to be attached to the body and do the monitoring, the kind of output it's going to get, or maybe after the output, there could be, it is going to tell us about the steps needs to be taken. Is it going to be classified as a medical device, or it is just any other device like let's say Apple Watch or wearable anything? So you'll have to distinguish and let them know what category it will be and how it is different. Okay, so that differentiation really becomes important. Let's say in the agri area, if there are different robots who's going to do different activities on the field, something is going to be used for, let's say, harvesting. For example, sugarcane harvesting. Are there any some pain points which needs to be taken care by certain some kind of a technology which is not really taken care by the products available in the market? Are they really made for the Indian territories or this geographical region, or are these imported so that they are not really suitable, or they are not able to take care of certain activities here, or harvesting certain crops? Then how you are meeting that with your product, that has to be highlighted. Now, team strength and passion, your team passion becomes really important, because let's say if I'm developing any robot, there should be relevant people, let's say from mechanical engineering background or other, who can help to build that. If your product has any AI or ML, somebody who is have a software, then relevant team members should be there to develop that product, because it cannot be entirely outsourced. So those relevant team members should be there. Now, how technically viable this product could be? I mean, making this product, how it is viable, and then techno commercially how it is viable. For example, I can make something for agri, but the robot, if it is really expensive, or the tractor kind of a thing, it is going to be really expensive, farmers will not be able to afford it. So then such product or technology, there is a very low commercial viability. So you'll have to probably look into that and work around that. And how is going to the business? Is it going to be a B2B? Let's say my tractor is going to go to the FPOs, not farmers directly. So B2B, or maybe harvester contractors, or maybe if there is any middlemen who do these jobs, so B2B or B2C directly to the farmers. Or in case of a healthcare product, it is clinicians or hospital, or directly patients. Is it going to be available on the e-commerce platform, or it is going to be certified or recommended by the clinicians? It will be available only in the pharmacy as a schedule or drug or something, or equipment or device. All that clarity should be there. TRL, you should not be more than TRL 4 to submit your application, but do get in touch with us to get more clarity on this TRL. I think we have spoken on most of the things, but concept note, novelty note, all these attachments are really important for reviewers to understand what you are doing and score you appropriately. So concept note could be a technical note, not more than 1 page. All that information could really go in form of pictorial, pictograms, or graphs, or schematics, flow charts, because nobody would like to read pages after pages, right? And it becomes really complicated to understand. But your flow charts, your diagrams, your maybe some small YouTube video, which link you can give there, all these can help them to understand what you're really doing. Novelty note, if there is any novel thing or novel technology or disruptive idea which you have, please describe that, how it could be. If you already have a patent, who says that it is going to, because if you get a patent, there could be some novelty inventive step. Highlight that, what patent have you filed? If it is a granted, is it in the process? Give those details. Slide deck. Slide deck may you can give any information, right, from problem statement, technology, competitive landscape, comparing your products with, let's say if it is a tractor, comparing with the 10 different tractors and other technologies already in the market on universally accepted attributes. How your technology is novel, that you can highlight in the slide deck. Your business proposition, your revenue streams, from where the revenue could be generated. Just remember that this is a technology driven thing. So there could not be much emphasis on how you're going to do business later on, but they need some idea that you have really thought about something which could change, or you may pivot around that. But that that you have given a thought about this, that information is really critical for them to evaluate your proposal. But you have to really work around your technology a lot. End user mapping, as I've said, is it really B2B or B2C, clinicians or your patients? Or if it is an industry, which industry? In case of an industrial biotechnology, have that clarity in your application. If you have any data, please do submit that data in a way that don't submit a lot of graphs, chromatograms, or anything. Have a statistically significant pooled data in a manner that they can understand from one graph what you have done so far. They are technically competent people, so you need not to really go in all nitty-gritty or in even explaining your problem statement. So do not spend much time on unnecessary thing. Just focus on what you will be doing. And in BIG, sometimes most of the application, they do talk about a lot, but they sometimes miss the information that what will be the scope of their BIG project. So please do make it really clear that what you are going to do under BIG project with the 50 lakh. That is important, really, really important. Maybe because what you have done so far, which give them an idea whether you are technically competent enough to do this project, but that is not something that entirely should cover your application. Your application should speak more about what you will do under BIG. Now, team and all that details are really important. I've already mentioned. I think we have mostly discussed that. If you have a mentors already onboarded, please do highlight if they have a relevant strength. Okay, business mentors and all are not really necessary at this moment, but if you have any, then please do mention, or you can also mention that you will be onboarding them at appropriate stages. Avoid jargon, avoid title which has a lot of technical jargons. Your title should be really crisp, short, and something which will give some information, immediate information to the reviewer that what you are working on. Don't let it be very intertwined and really difficult. Okay, so title really makes somebody to quickly come to a probably come to a ground where what this proposal could be around. Okay, so don't make it really difficult. I think we have already discussed, but your market research, prior art searches become really important. Let's say if you're going to disclose a lot of information in your application and which you have not really done so far anywhere on any platform, because you would like to protect it under some kind of IP, it is advisable that you file a provisional patent where you get 1 year time to file your complete specification. So if you are worried about that, all the reviewers are under oath for not disclosing the information. However, if you still would like to protect your information, then you can do that as a provisional, provisional IP application. Okay, and then market research, you can do primary research through the different information available in the open domain. I think we have discussed that this is all for the funding. So budget becomes really important. Your budget, once you freeze it, it is not allowed to change or move funds from one head to different head because now you feel that this particular equipment is not necessary. No, it will not happen, because once you freeze your equipment head, it's a CapEx head. So any fund from CapEx to OpEx is not allowed. Okay, you'll have to return that fund. So please map your funds while you are mapping under different head carefully. Please do get in touch with your incubator with whom you would like to work if you get shortlisted for BIG, because if you have the equipments there, you can use the same, because there are a lot of taxation related issues as well, because you are going to incorporate a startup. So please do not have too much heavy CapEx head. Anyways, you get only 30% in the equipment head. But if you have those equipments available at the incubator, do use the incubator instrument there. Now, this is the only grant where you get the money for manpower, I mean, early stage funding. So 30% is you can park it here. You can hire people's relevant team members. If you're already salaried or you're getting a fellowship, faculty members who are getting salary, clinician who are already getting salary somewhere, they will not be able to draw salary. 50K per month is the maximum anyone can draw from manpower head. Now there are different head outsourcing where you can get your things fabricated, your prototype fabricated. Incubation, you can pay your incubation charges from here because you'll have to incubate with startup. Then you have a head of IP, intellectual property here, where you have around 1.5 lakh for drafting, filing, IP application, and BIG really encourage you to file IP under this support. Now, quickly about what BIG asks from you is the 5% royalty on the net sales of the product and technology, which is developed through BIRAC support. So whenever you will commercialize your product, you will pay 5% royalty on the revenue which you will make annually back to the BIRAC till the moment you return that amount. If, let's say, if you foreclose the project, then there is no liability to pay the royalty, or if there is a termination of project as per the GLA. If you license the technology, or then there are different consideration available with BIRAC for the royalty payment. I think I have already covered most of this. Please remember the deadline is 5:30 p.m., not midnight on 16th August for this cycle. Quickly to tell you some of the previous grantees, which we have seen under different areas, are Haystack is a group of student and faculty members from IIT Bombay. They're working on the genomics technology. They gives it's analytical, it's a data analytics platform which gives you a report less than 10 hours. They started with TB. They are also in the sepsis detection of more than 200 bacteria and fungi directly from the blood. They're working with many partners now pan-India. Rural surgery, a clinician and the enthusiast from North India, they have developed this low-cost portable laptop cystoscope for urological procedure, where, in the hilly region, northern region, there's difficult to have these sophisticated equipments and the skilled people. So here the remote consultation is also possible while they're doing this surgery. Neurostellar, again, a couple of students which they come together, and then they have working on this smart wearable EEG to detect and classify epileptic seizures. A faculty member from Maharashtra region developing a voice analytics for TB to screen the masses. Quickly to tell you about, these are all healthcare. Now clean tech, something for the wastewater treatment. As I've told you, there is a technology from IIT Madras, a student working with faculty member from IIT Madras. So they have developed the technology to treat the water. Then there is again IIT, one of the entrepreneur incubated at IIT Madras. They were working on this biopackaging. Industrial cultivated meat, spectral optimization technologies to improve the commercially important biomolecules and drugs for pharma industries, from waste to high value industrial chemicals. All sort of technologies have been supported so far. In agri-tech, a student from NDRI Karnal, he developed a nanophase change material base. It's a milking cum cooling pail for small and marginal dairy farmer. He was also a awardee of Sitare, and then he got the BIG. So this is how BIRAC can support with multiple grants. Then the industry, veteran, he is working on this cultivate cotton cotton harvesting kind of a robot. That's about some in agri-tech. Okay, these are some of the SINE facilities, and thank you so much for patiently listening to me. Please take a note of it. Last date for applying for this call is 16th August, 5:30 p.m. Please do write to us if you need, if you would like to get pre-application mentoring. We are available at sine_big@sineitb.org. Do get in touch with us. And I'll stop my presentation here. I think I've taken a lot of time, but if you have any questions, please do let us know, and we will try to answer this. Okay, if there are no questions, but I think I see Dr. Indrila Dasgupta here in the audience. Ma'am, if you would like to say something, if you're available here, and if you would like to say something, I request you to, Priyanka, can you just unmute Dr. Indrila Dasgupta? Ma'am, if you are available, some of your suggestion could be really helpful for audience here.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pranita. Yeah, I think this platform is very good for innovators who really do not know how to go about. Because SINE has always been very supportive, and the different incubation centers will guide you. So this is a great opportunity to get in touch with the SINE, so that you will know who would be your right incubation center who can help you. And one other point which Pranita mentioned was that when you are putting your budget requirements, be careful, because you need not buy everything. And that is the big advantage of this scheme. That is, if you are incubated, you will get a lot of facilities already. So, they will guide you based on your type of project, which incubation center would be ideal, both from equipment per se, but also from the knowledge sharing. because if it is a very food based project where you need early stage regulatory clearance or regulatory approvals or food safety approvals, some of the incubation centers have very good not only facilities, but I would say experts. So, and they keep bringing in all these courses. So, I think these are some things, the innovation companies or innovators can take advantage of, because if you're just alone, you will not know much about it except your own innovation. The other thing is, when you are putting your project proposal, it is important that, as she rightly put, definitely you will be the best judge about putting your idea. But then there should be a point on what is the need for it and how competitive will you be in the space. Because if it is a very generic one, just for cost per se, and it's a very crowded area, you have to also be having your USP in it. Because if there is no USP, then it becomes a big risk, big difficulty for the scorers to give you a very high score. So choose your projects accordingly. So please identify your business potential based on, if there is a niche market, fine. Even if it is a niche market, it's a very high risk project. Also, nowadays, we do give chances to people to move ahead and get the grant, because we want the high risk projects which can, which need lot of guidance, and there is a lot of risk factor in it. So I think that's what I would like to say, but wish you all the best. And I think this is a great opportunity for all the innovators to put in your proposals. We look forward to getting and hearing all these good proposals from different companies. Thank you so much, SINE.
Thank you, ma'am. I think ma'am has highlighted a few important points here that BIREC would also like to support high risk project where the probably quantum of fund is more, which is required to develop this project, as well as sometimes the time. So this is the kind of a platform which will support you, BIG kind of a platform. And at the same time, as she rightly mentioned, that, choosing an incubation center becomes really important sometimes, because the kind of application or area you're going to, you're venturing into, because let's say this is not just some kind of a project which you'll close and then move to another project, probably, because this grant expects you to commercialize the product, or at least get it to a level it can, where you can transfer that technology. So then you need a people who are working in the similar area. You would like to interacting with them. You would like to probably participate in different workshops, events where you get a lot of visibility. And the right kind of a partner as well as the incubator will give you that visibility. That's really important for your startup, because you will be incorporating that. So it's a journey which you will be initiating probably with the BIG. So you'll have to be really careful. Thank you, ma'am. I just saw you in the audience and I thought that
yeah, I thought let me join and hear the new things that are coming up, because now lately the high risk projects are also given priority, because we believe that in future we need these projects to get fund to move to the next level.
Of course, ma'am. Thank you so much for your guidance. Thank you. Yeah, we can. I guess if there are no questions, probably, if you're not able to probably think about any question at this moment, please do write to us, and we will arrange one-on-one meeting where probably you would like to discuss your queries or clarify your doubts. We can in fact do that. Okay, so please do write to us. And we have a lot of videos about, about the BIG guidance session and other sessions, very informative sessions about, let's say, IP, how can you address the IP section and regulatory, regulatory related challenges for your product. So we have done a lot of sessions on that as well, which are also available on our SINE YouTube channel. So please do visit SINE YouTube channel as well to see some of these sessions where experts, really talk about these things. So this may help you to write your application or include critical things in your application. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Pranita. Thank you, Andrea, ma'am. If we can just take switch on everybody, everybody can switch on their video. We can take a picture. And thank you very much. Thank you, Siraj. And I want to thank ACIC-BMU for organizing this session.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.